Guys, this is Miss Crosby and I'm working on a self-portrait with me and my husband. That's the original that I'm working from, and this is my version of it. Right now I am working on my husband's beard, and I have put a couple of little swirly strokes in his beard of some watercolor pencils and some browns and some brownish red, and because he has a little bit of red in his beard. Let's see, I'm using the Derwent watercolor pencils. I'm using the Copper Beech, and let's see what else. Van Dyke Brown, and on his hat I'm using a little bit of the bronze. So those are the watercolor pencils that I'm using right now. But I've just taken and done a few little strokes here and there, and now I'm going back and doing a couple little brush strokes with the watercolor, or with the water, to show you how you can bring it out. And I did a couple of strokes over here in my hair too, to add some value to it and kind of make it look more realistic. But you can see how the watercolor kind of bleeds a little bit, the watercolor pencils, when you go over them with just the slightest little amount of water, like so. And you don't need very much. You can dip the pencil in the water, but it's not working very well with this particular paper. Honestly, I did not intend on getting this paper wet when I first started. This is actually charcoal paper, which is not the best for this, but I kind of changed my other mind quite a few times as I was working. And it's turned into a mixed media project where I intended for it to be a charcoal project, as you can see with the charcoal here in my hair, as I started off with just plain charcoal. And then I added some color pencil, and then I said, oh, well, the color pencil isn't showing up that great on the tooth of this paper, so maybe I should try a little watercolor. Now, mind, I am fully aware that the watercolor is going to want to make this paper buckle, so I'm trying to be sparing with the amount of water that I'm putting on here. And if you can see, my hair in the original picture had kind of a reddish brown tinge to it, and I'm doing my best to give it that look, but I'm going to have to do it in layers, and I'm going to have to build up those layers over the next couple of days while I'm working on it, because I don't want it to get too wet all at one time. I'm going to have to let it dry in between layers, because this paper is really not designed to take this much water. I would have preferred to use a mixed media paper, but I have packed up my mixed media pad, and this was just a piece that I had laying around at school, and I was demoing how to draw, you know, faces and stuff, and I was like, oh, I've got that really cute picture of me and my husband on a date, and next thing I know, it's evolving into this life of its own portrait project for us, and it's actually looking really cool, and I can't stop myself. I just keep going. So anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. The kids are doing their self-portraits. I say the kids, the teenagers are doing their self-portraits in my classes, and I'm letting them use their profiles on Facebook and their selfies and things like that as resources, and they're emailing those to me. So we're using our technology, and then we're printing those with the black and white printer that I have there in the room. So if they add any color to it, they're going to have to do that based on the original picture, because I don't have color ink right now. I'm fresh out, and I don't have the money to go buy any, because it's January, and that's our worst month for buying anything. But you can see how what looks like just watercolor, or what looks like color pencil, turns very quickly into watercolor when you apply just the slightest amount of water to it. And you can control it really well. I'm really falling in love with these watercolor pencils. They're so fun to play with. Mom had got me these years ago, and I just never really did any projects with them. But now that I'm doing some projects with them, I'm falling in love with them. And life just got so busy and chaotic and hectic, I just didn't know what I was doing with them. And then I saw a couple videos online, and I was like, hey. And it was actually one of my students that turned me on to using them. She was using them for a stained glass window design that she was doing, and she got some beautiful results. Thank you, Karaya. And when I saw the gorgeous results that she was getting on her picture, I was like, I gotta try those out. And so I dragged them out, and I started playing with them, and I was like, dude, these are so fun. So I've started using them, and I bought a class pack for my students to use in class, as well as our traditional Scholar Prismacolors. And I'm using my big pack of Prismacolors back there that my husband got me. And I'm using my watercolor pencils. And I'm using some color pencils and stuff like that, and some charcoal. So